This right here is the 10th anniversary DVD box set of Tenchi Muyo that was released by Pioneer back in 2003 to obviously celebrate 10 years of Tenchi Muyo. And the interesting thing is, it is so well built and yet so heavy for a regular box set. But the coolest thing about it is that it comes with this like indigo like thin sheet. On such a normie of me. This explains like the differences on the disc and also what region in Japanese and all the sorts. But then we get to the good parts, like the first Guardian of this set, which is Guardian Onozaka. And with this set in particular, is the little paperweight. It is truly a piece of art, but also a pain with the plastic bag. And it also has this little metal Tenchi Muyo DVD box set thing right there. And now we get to the actual anime in general. The anime that started it all, Tenchi Muyo Ryuoki. And right here is where all the languages you will see on set, most of them being Japanese in general. But right here is what is known as the English dub of the series. It also indicates what size the show is and what region it's from. And this artwork right here is what you would get when you open this up. But this is a more better view on the color. And with it, it will have the similar spines to each other, the names of the episodes, and how many episodes there are, which mostly are 3 for each disc. And the first 2 are the original OVA series, and these right here are OVA series, well, the Carnival special and then the start of the second OVA series. And the interesting thing is, these are screenshots straight from the series in general. And each disc has their own unique artwork. And under it, it tells you what the name of the staff members and the synopsis of the series from episode 1, 2, and 3. And with each of them, you will find like unique artworks that are part of individual volume releases stateside. The benefit is here is that these are the Japanese releases. Now, the only caveat to these releases is that they pretty much have 0 subtitles for most of the stuff here besides the movies. Now, I've only tested Tenchi, Muyo, and Love 1. And those were pretty much had like the English translation of the Japanese dialogue and also the Japanese subtitles. And with it here, there's a little cute drawing. But with this 5th disc right here, it has the last episode, episode 13, and then the Mihoshi special. And right here is the sound files, which you can find like the translations thanks to the Tenchi Muyo forum, or Tenchi forum I should say. This right here is Tenchi Muyo TV, or Tenchi Muyo on TV, or Tenchi Universe stateside. Now this also is bilingual, as the first one being English and the second one being Japanese. And pretty much, which these individual releases, obviously on all these sets you'll have screen grabs from each, like the parts of like each disc and that kind of thing. But this time around it will indicate how many episodes, the amount of numbers. And one of the things here is that first disc has 4, and pretty much all the others follow suit with a couple changes. Some have a little less. I mean, disc 1 is probably the longest, but they all have unique artwork to each individual release. But it is really cool that in each slot you will see like a description of what each episode has for synopsis. And for each episode we'll have different staff members. Now, with this series in particular, there's a continuation through the 2 movies, Tenchi Muyo and Love, and the second one is known as Tenchi Forever Stateside. But what's really cool is that you have, with the Tenchi Universe episodes, they have a like mosaic look to them on each disc, or more like something you would see in a church. Right here you have pretty much the same. Now you'll find more of each individual releases, and entirely you'll find more and more animes, more of the information of each episode, plus different artworks of the characters. And it's also a pain in my ass to try and do this. And pretty much it for the TV series. And like truly, it's really impressive to have all these. And now we get to the movies, which includes a bonus disc. And that bonus disc would be the musical concerts, one from 94 and one from 95. And here you'll see like both English and Japanese, and some of them are like Japanese with 2 different 5.1 surround sound. that is also applied to the OVA series, Ryoki. Now, some of them have subtitles. Like I know Tenchi, Muyo, and Love has subtitles, but I will check to see if the other ones have subtitles, or the other films. Now, you don't really need to have these DVDs besides the live concert. One from '94 and one for Tenchi Universe back in '95. But it is really cool to see on each booklet it like says what particular things are on the set. And truly, nothing really changes. But it has unique artwork on each disc. Another thing that may not be captured is that on each disc they have, in particular, the amount of minutes each, how long each of these films are. And it's quite interesting. Now, obviously, this for a box set was not cheap. I mean, how well it's built is quite good. Back almost 25 years ago, in 2003, it would have rung you up $1,000. But truly, it is so well made and is such a collector's item that you just can't help but to appreciate all the things that they added here. Even in my low tone. And now we get to new Tenchi Muyo, or Shin Tenchi Muyo, but stateside as Tenchi Muyo, or Tenchi in Tokyo, I mean. And this also has English. Now, truly, yeah, pretty much the only one here, a part of the set that is widescreen is the movies, but they're in a letterbox format, so when you watch them, you pretty much have to watch it on a CRT TV to get a fine enough picture, unless you have purchased the Blu-rays, either by importing the Japanese Blu-rays by Geneon or Universal Japan, or buying a reselled copy of the Funimation Blu-rays. Little fact to know is that, in general, most of the series is completely like with different. God. An interesting fact is that with most of the series, they have like a consistent cast, but from this series and the second Tenchi Muyo in Love and Daughter of Darkness, Kyone's voice actress is Wendy Lee, but the original voice is the same voice actress as Sasami in English. The more you know, if you don't Google it yourself. But the same could be said that there's like one Tenchi series where they didn't have the same voice actress for Ryoko, that being Patricia Birch. Bertria. The cat's got the tongue. But it is a really good digibook set with unique artwork for each of the sets, I mean. But it's something that may not be simple to remove with one hand, but entirely. I feel like since there isn't really any documentation about it, I feel like it's important to show off what you will get in this set without it just being like, oh, it doesn't have subtitles here or there, or whatever. This right here is a booklet where it's got pretty much artwork by the staff and also interviews by the creator and all the directors at AIC that worked on Tenchi Muyo, and talking about like the different experiences. But the amazing part is that it shows all the watercolor artwork designed by the creator of the series. And it really indicates pretty much any like detail that they're from. You'll probably find some of these artwork if you own the Tenchi Muyo OVA collection or the Tenchi Muyo movie collection that were released by Funimation back in 2012. And some of these artwork here you will probably find on old DVD, Laserdisc, VHS tapes that Pioneer, Geneon, and maybe Funimation, but I doubt. But entirely, there is so much cool, unique things that even it includes album covers for the Tenchi series. And then we are getting to sketches and character designs for the movies, which you will probably find on just the DVD collections and the Funimation film collection release. I know a couple of these artwork you'll probably find on the DVDs that both Pioneer and Funimation released. And then we get to more the like information. And also like interviews by the Japanese voice actors. I know with the Kickstarter project for Tenchi Galaxy has fully succeeded. One of the things I wasn't expecting is that like a few days after I bought this is when they announced that they would be doing a new Tenchi series that is a spiritual sequel to the original series, or just the franchise in general. We will find out what particular universe it is from. It is quite a good kind of paper. It's not like newspaper. It's definitely thick, but it's a lot more premium than like printer paper. So there's a bit of like roughness to the feeling. There's like Pioneer anime collection news archives from back in the day. This is the sketch of the design found on the Ryoki DVD box set. But yeah, thankfully, like, the success of the Kickstarter has really been good. Some of these sketches, I think, are probably done for the manga, or it could be just like sketch designs just for the regular anime. This stuff right here could probably be like talking about the sound files, which is like kind of like animatics, but inked or painted cells, and also the concert. Even like says what songs they are playing. Let me get to like information about the Tenchi Universe series and like sketch designs for the artwork, plus also like add information about like obviously the OVA series, probably for both animes. Just like it's part of the same universe, so why not have both series, both OVA series in one spot, as Tenchi Universe and Tenchi Muyo and Love are part of this, of their own universe. But I will say the Kickstarter being announced a few days after buying this really does work. It's like, how is it that they're already listening? You're reading my eBay purchases. Why are you doing this? I know what you're doing. One thing is, Tenchi Muyo in Love is the old DVD release that Pioneer published back in the 90s. And I'm talking about the Japanese release. The English side has a few differences where the English side has translations for even the English dub, which is also something you would find on the Japanese Blu-ray of the Tenchi movies, which I find very odd how they have subtitles for the Tenchi series. Or they don't have subtitles for the Tenchi series, but they have subtitles for the movies, which makes not a lot of sense. It's like, you know, there are people hard of hearing that are otaku. But man, you just see all the sketch designs. It's just so impressive. And even having the information the Pioneer published like well over 30 years ago is amazing. Like truly, not a lot of people are going to buy this set because it's an old DVD release, when most people, when buying physical media, are going to pretty much buy the Blu-rays no matter what. And I think they should still relicense this series, because there is a huge demand. Seeing this name makes a lot of sense, because you have people from that studio that have worked on newer anime that are some cult classics in the making. But we shall see if they will actually have more successes. I mean, considering it how well the Kickstarter that was done for making a new Tenchi anime and having most of the same English cast besides the voice actress for Ayaka because of her retiring, and that being Jennifer Darling? Probably Darling. Or Brucky can be good for me. But there are a lot more information. I mean, one of the reasons why Pioneer never really published more Tenchi Muyo projects after Tenchi Muyo and Love 2 was pretty much that Pioneer had their fill on Tenchi projects, and they weren't really in the mood of making more projects. It's like, it's already good enough. Plus, I mean, the lukewarm reception at the box office for Tenchi Muyo and Love 2, Tenchi Forever, probably could have been an influence on why it wasn't a success. And then you have like information here about like probably the most popular like Pioneer releases of Tenchi Muyo. Some of them being like Laserdisc releases for the series. I mean, a lot of really good detail were put into these sets. But even having like little information like releases, like the original like releases for the anime, like when they were published, and also the information like the Laserdisc release of the THX digital remaster that was done back in I think 1997. And now the last thing, a part of this set, is the second guard of Ayaka, Kamandaki. And Guardian Kamandaki is probably one of the ones where I go like, that is quite good looking. But that would be ridiculous if I just obviously said it's good looking, because I mean, it's like, it kind of looks like it's coated in gold, or like a gold silver, but these are like paperweights. They even have like indications of like copyright, AIC, and Pioneer. I mean, this was released about probably like a year before Pioneer would sell their anime division or home media division to some company, and that's when it became Geneon. And around 2007, the American division pretty much went under. I mean, you kind of expect it when you have a financial crash. But pretty much, you had companies like Funimation had published other Tenchi projects because of how much of a success the original OVA series and Tenchi Universe were successful for Pioneer. It's like, well, if Pioneer / Geneon isn't going to publish more Tenchi projects, then we'll take over. So then that's why you have like projects like the third OVA series pretty much having most of the cast back, but missing a few key actors. like Patrina's Ryoko. But the benefit is that you have most of the cast back. The only caveat is that they really they really screwed up like the voice that people recognize for Tenchi in that version. And I know I'm nitpicking while I'm putting them back into their individual boxes, but entirely, if you watch the anime dubbed, you're going to obviously notice like key details like that for just the series in general. So obviously you're going to complain about these problems, especially when it doesn't have that same consistency as other dubs. But pretty much you're getting most of the Tenchi projects if you buy this set. This set pretty much is the best bet if you are just a big Tenchi fan and you don't want to spend $300 on just the original OVA series for like $300 when you can buy this for the same amount, but also with an additional duty tax depending on where you are from. This in total cost me around $360, but entirely I still think it's worth it because you're getting all this good stuff that would have cost around $1,000 back in 2003, and you're getting all this for that good price. Plus you have the English dubs. Hopefully, because of the success of the Kickstarter for Tenchi Galaxy, that will mean that we will possibly see like a physical release of the Tenchi Muyo projects. Be given a new time to shine in the light. Because I know for a fact when showing people like the original OVA series, I just saw like great praise for the series. It's honestly amazing to see that even if people don't really talk about the series that much anymore, unless you are a millennial, which I'm not, maybe that could be obvious because of me buying something secondhand, but entirely, if you want a good Tenchi box set that's got pretty much everything with a few little extra details, your best bet is to buy this. Now it's time to try and put everything together. You got that little chain. It's a little bit convoluted because I'm trying to put each of them individually back. It's not simple. And honestly enough, if I wouldn't be disappointed in the idea of them doing a redub of Tenchi Muyo, because entirely there are a few things that just need to be changed, because the first OVA series was done before like any other Tenchi project released stateside, so you have like key information like Ryoki being male and Tenchi's mom being referred to as grandma. And I mean, yeah. But it kind of makes a little more sense when you get into like Tenchi's third OVA series. And the benefit here is that if you lock it into place, it's not going to move. But man, it is not a simple process, but it was worth it. If you want it, buy it. And enough rambling. If you want it, go buy it. Look on eBay, Yahoo auctions, whatever. Find it for a good price, buy it. Just make sure you get a region-free DVD player or have one of those portable DVD / Blu-ray players for your computer if you have one. That's really all it. Good luck.